Kelly walks about 3 miles a day. If 3 miles is about 8% of the distance from Manitowoc to Green Bay, then how many total miles is it from Manitowoc to Green Bay? I highlighted information that's important in the problem, and I jotted that down on my paper on the right as you follow along here. Kelly walks 3 miles a day. 3 miles is 8% of the distance from Manitowoc to Green Bay. That's a really important piece because we're given that ratio. 3 miles is 8%. When I build my line diagram, I start from 0% to 100%. I mark off the information that I know. 8% is a really small percent, so I make my Scoopy way down here, just a small little Scoopy, 8% of the total distance, and that is 3 miles that was given to us. The question is looking for the total, and that we don't know. So I left that as an open box above 100% because that is the amount, the number of miles that's the total is going to represent that 100%. So to solve a problem like this where you're looking for the total, it works really well to write a statement first. So 8% and 3 miles are related, and they're related through this total that we don't know. 8% of what amount, that'd be the total that we don't know, is 3. From that, we can write an equation. We're going to use our percent as a multiplier. So I change my 8% to its decimal, 0.08, which represents 8/100ths. The total that I don't know, I'm going to use x to represent, and it has to equal 3. So when we use this multiplier and our total, that product should be 3. With that equation, we're going to use our algebra now to solve and figure out the value of x, which would represent the total miles. Every time we solve an equation, our goal is to get x's on one side and units on the other. So our 0.08x is on the left side of our equal sign, and 3 units is on the right-hand side. Our job then is to figure out what 1x would be. What's like the unit rate for x? To find that, we always divide by how many x's there are. And it's 0.08x. And I know that seems weird to you because in the equations we've solved back when we were together at school, it was like 2x equals 8. So we divided both sides by 2. Or 5x equals 20. So we divided both sides by 5. Now we have our percent as a multiplier, so it's a decimal, but it doesn't matter. It still has the same properties that we can divide by that same number of x's, and that will find what 1x would be. So I showed my division with the fraction bar underneath each part of this equation, dividing by 0.08, dividing by 0.08. If you notice right here, that's a giant 1. When we divide by exactly that same value, that will give us 1x. And that's our goal, is to figure out what x is. On the other side, when we divide by 3 by 0.08, it is 37.5. We get a really large number compared to those numbers we're dividing. 8% is very small. That decimal, 8/100ths, is going to fit into 3 a lot of times. So that's why we get this bigger answer for x. X equals 37.5 miles. So therefore, 37.5 miles is the total. It would be the value up here to represent 100%. We'll go in this empty rectangle box here. And that is representing the distance from Manitowoc to Green Bay, 37.5 miles.